Night 26. Oolana returns to camp after the tense vote-off of Zonathan. Nicola talks to Antonio and owns up to voting him because she had no other choice. She claims that Zonathan made it clear he wanted him gone before Sierra, so she followed along. Antonio claims that Avery Lee told him that her and Zonathan both wanted him gone. Nicola says she probably wasn't clear to Avery Lee that she preferred Sierra gone. Antonio says that at this point, he only really trusts himself and is always open to work with anyone, including her. Nicola says she'll be down to work with him in these final days since they would be an unlikely duo. Sierra, Bane, and Avery Lee talk about Nicola in the meantime. Sierra says she has to be the next one to go just based off of the jury that has been built so far. Both Bane and Avery Lee agree with this and feel like she flew under the radar all game. Sierra then asks what was up with the tied vote last night, so Avery Lee spills that she voted Antonio just to manipulate Nicola into thinking she is with her. Sierra finds this move strange, but decides to ignore it and focus on getting Nicola out. Antonio later chats with Bane about his interesting new plan going into tomorrow's tribal. He says that he wants to pull in Nicola as someone who is a free agent right now so the three of them can vote out Avery Lee or Sierra. Bane says that sounds great since it gives them a free ticket to Final 3, and by that point they can easily beat Nicola in the final challenge and vote her out. Antonio says he specifically doesn't trust Avery Lee's motives because she's clearly playing all sides since the merge started. Bane claims that he has his back 100% and that they just have to outlast the other three women in whatever way they can. It's day 27, and it's time for the immunity challenge. Bane hands back the necklace to Justin and the rules are explained. In this, everyone will have to remain relaxed on their meditation bed as long as possible. If you ever open your eyes or move around, you are eliminated. The last player standing in this challenge will win immunity. The challenge begins, and everyone is solid for several hours. After that amount of time, Bane is the first to open his eyes and get eliminated from the challenge. The other four remain strong for a very long time. In fourth place is Avery Lee after opening her eyes. After a bit more time, Sierra gets eliminated. It all comes down to Antonio and Nicola for immunity, and in the end, Antonio opens his eyes and eliminates himself, meaning Nicola is the winner of the immunity challenge. Justin hands her the necklace and claims she is guaranteed Final 4. For the rest, one of them will be the 17th person voted out of this game. They all head back to camp. Back at camp, Avery Lee congratulates Nicola on her first challenge win. Nicola thanks her and asks her if she knows what people are thinking of doing tonight. Avery Lee admits to her that right before the immunity challenge, Sierra threw her name out. Nicola isn't surprised and says that Sierra has been on her radar since merge started. Avery Lee says that Sierra is definitely an option for tonight since she's their next biggest enemy. Later on, Sierra gathers Bane and Avery Lee to confirm the vote as Antonio tonight. Both of them agree that this is the new plan since Nicola won immunity. Sierra knows that Antonio and Nicola will likely vote for her tonight, so she really hopes it'll be a 3-2 vote tonight for Antonio to go. Bane and Avery Lee then have some alone time to agree on the vote. Bane doesn't know how to feel about targeting Antonio before Sierra and Nicola. If they take out Antonio, they are leaving the other two women to join together and cause a tie at Final 4. Avery Lee says that while she sees that potentially happening, she feels stronger about Nicola sticking with the two of them rather than Antonio because she has gotten word already from a few rounds ago that Antonio is sketchy of her. Bane says they should save him as the Final 4 boot in that case since they can easily get Nicola on board to vote him out. Both Bane and Avery Lee continue to discuss the vote and eventually agree on who to vote out. Night 27 arrives, and it's time for tribal council. All five sit down and look over at the jury, seeing Zonathan in that group now. Justin first congratulates Nicola on her individual immunity win, and she thanks him. Justin turns to Sierra and asks her if she thinks challenge performance matters more than strategy and socializing right now, but Sierra says the most important thing in this endgame is the relationships you hold close to you. She points out that Bane and Antonio could technically have a strong relationship since they are from Tabru. She also points out that Avery Lee might still be fairly tight with Bane, meaning that's great for someone like Bane who has these strong relationships at Final 5. Justin asks Bane if he feels like that could be a possible approach to people's votes tonight, and Bane confirms he feels uneasy about these assumptions. Antonio speaks up and says that Sierra has never had a filter in this game and she loves to speak her mind, even if it gets her in trouble. Sierra says she has nothing to lose at this stage because she knows how close some of these people are with each other. She lost her closest ally in Marvin 2 tribal councils ago, so she fears her time is running out soon. Justin asks Avery Lee how she planned for tonight's vote to go, and Avery Lee says she's focused on which person has the best jury management, and which person might personally go after her. Both Antonio and Sierra do not react to that, and Justin then says it is time to vote, reminding everyone that this is the final night for hidden immunity idols to be played. Let's see how tribal turns out now.
I'll tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and they want to play it, now would be the last time to do so. Alright, I'll read the votes. First vote, Antonio. Sierra. That's 1 vote Antonio, 1 vote Sierra. Sierra. That's 2 votes Sierra, 1 vote Antonio. Antonio. We're tied, 2 votes Antonio, 2 votes Sierra, 1 vote left. 17th person voted out of Survivor Japan and the 7th member of our jury. Antonio.
Antonio faces the jury after hearing his name and Nicola stares at Justin in shock. Both Avery Lee and Bane crack a smile, and the jury has a mixed reaction. Antonio walks over to his torch, noticing Avery Lee's smile. He places his torch down with a straight face and comments he got outplayed fair and square. Justin snuffs his torch and Antonio turns around and praises Avery Lee and Bane for their great move. Bane apologizes with a smile and Antonio heads out with his head held high. Justin lets the others know they can head back to camp, so they make their way home. Antonio's final thoughts. Antonio took a bit to process his elimination, and although he wishes he made it to Final 2, he's impressed with the gameplay going on. He admits that Avery Lee benefits the most from this move because he did plan to take her out next round with the help of Nicola and hopefully Bane. Now that he's out, he feels like Avery Lee has this game on lock and would love to see her win.